I can see you.
Jan Stewart loved teaching elementary school. She did it for 31 years in Ohio, paying into a pension that whole time for when she retired.
We didn't get raises during some of the higher inflationary times in the 80s and 90s, but we were always told, but you're going to have a really great retirement.
How much is your pension monthly?
I net around $3,800 a month.
And that has not gone up in almost 5 years now?
The last raise I got was in 2016.
Stewart's budget hasn't really changed over the years, but what she can afford has changed. Why? Inflation. The cost of living creeps up steadily every year. It always does, a little bit, with food, bills, and transportation usually getting anywhere from 1% to 3% more expensive. But this year, so far, the inflation rate has jumped above 6%, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. If it stays that way longer term, like another 5 years, a person living on $40,000 a year would need to make $51,000 just to keep up. For Stewart, this is not theoretical math.
I keep a budget of everything that I spend all the time, so I always know, well, this is how much I have left, this is how much I have left, and it's just how it's worked for me. And like I said, I had it all planned out, and through no fault of my own, I'm in this position today that is unfair.
And with her budget margin so razor thin, it means any unexpected extra expense, like the upcoming tax assessment on her house, could mean major moves.
It's very likely that I will then have to make the decision to move out of this neighborhood that I've lived in for 34 years.
Stewart's not alone. Millions of retirees live on fixed incomes, many relying on pensions too. But pension experts say not all of those funds have enough money to pay out cost of living raises every year.
Most public pension plans are underfunded. Public pension funding levels and costs are influenced by multiple factors. Investment performance is a significant factor.
Experts point out the market's doing well right now, the unemployment rate's down, and bank accounts bigger on average than they were a couple years ago. But nearly 70% of people overall feel like the economy's getting worse, with inflation looming large. NBC News senior business correspondent Stephanie Rule explains the factors at play here.
The way businesses keep supplies and prices somewhat steady is about planning and consistency, and nothing has been consistent throughout the pandemic. The way we live, the way we work, the way we shop has changed dramatically. So until these adjustments can be made from businesses about how they plan their business going forward, we can expect shortages and these high prices, at least for the short term.
Social Security recently announced a nearly 6% hike in benefits checks because of those higher consumer prices. But federal law lets states exclude employees from Social Security coverage if they get a pension, people like Jan. Because of that, most public workers in 7 states, including Ohio, can't collect Social Security if they also get a pension.
I live in a non-Social Security state, so first of all, I'll say I'm not going to ever collect any Social Security from my former spouse, so that's not part of my scenario. So I rely solely on my pension.
For Stewart, it's not the psychological impact of inflation, it's her actual purchasing power. And these days, keeping up with costs seems harder and harder to do.
Do you think you would be in a different situation right now financially if you had been getting those cost of living adjustments?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Oh, I would be I would not be having any financial concerns today.
None.
None.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.